Hello. So the video quality in my last video was not cute, and I'm hoping that this will be just a little bit better. I have a super outdated flip cam, but my last one I tried filming on my phone and I didn't realize that my phone has my picture, like this is my face, like this is the view that you get on my face. So I'm hoping that maybe this one will be like a bigger image because I would like to fill your screen. So I'm going to be talking just a little bit today. I don't have that much time because I have to go and clean my house because you don't want to look around here. You can probably already see some of the crap behind me. My house ain't cute right now, honey. So, no, I wanted to talk a little bit about where my weight loss and health and fitness and whatever journey started from the start. I just kind of wanted to go over everything as a whole before I kind of so you can kind of get a picture of where I am now and where I'm starting from. So I first started trying to lose weight actually at a really young age. I started at like 14, and I've always struggled with my weight. And I guess I shouldn't say so much my weight as I should say I've struggled with my health. When I was like 13 or 14 years old, I know when I was 13 I was really heavy, but I think when I was 14 is when I started trying to actively lose weight. And I know pretty much everybody who was chubby was bullied. I know I was bullied, and of course, it's just not a fun experience. And my heaviest weight then was 215 pounds, and I was like 215 pounds and I was 14 years old. So that's when I started trying, and I started doing what a lot of people do, which is look up stuff on YouTube. And I didn't know what I was doing. Like, I tried copying the videos, but it's like I didn't know what I was supposed to be using to start out with, and I didn't know what was right for my body type. I knew how to count calories, but I didn't necessarily know what was good for my body, what wasn't good for my body. Basically all I knew is like, hey, whole grain's better, white grain's not. You know, like, that was pretty much the extent of my knowledge. And of course, like, I had no idea about processed foods, like all the preservatives and stuff that just aren't good for your body. So I didn't know what I was doing, and it took me a really long time to lose weight the first time. I think mostly the biggest problem there was eating, and being as I was so young, I wasn't in control of the food that was around me in the house. You know what I mean? And of course, when you're that age, you don't want to be like, hey, can we only buy low-calorie stuff? You don't want to be the teenage girl in the household that's like, so I only want like non-fat, non-sugar added, organic. Like, I was just not going to be that bitch. So, and it was hard, and it was really hard to, like, I didn't want to say to anybody. I wasn't going to talk about my weight to anybody because it was embarrassing to me at the time. Especially as a younger teenager. The stuff like that's really hard when you're dealing with that kind of insecurity. But I ended up losing a decent amount of weight, and I don't remember exactly how much I lost because I didn't record it back then. I wasn't interested in keeping track, or I just wanted to be skinnier. That was it. But in that process of losing weight, I lost a lot around my legs, and now I do have some loose baggy skin from that, and it's really ugly. Basically looks like my thighs got pregnant and they had a baby, and they now have like the loose skin left over. That's what my thighs look like, and it ain't cute. And I also have that like on my lower stomach. It's just extra skin that, you know, is there from when it was filled out with a bunch of fat, and now it's not. I mean, I'm still overweight, but I'm not obese anymore. I'm overweight but not obese, if that makes sense, like on the scale or whatever. So I've had some, like, I guess, confidence issues when it comes to my skin, because I thought, hey, I'm going to lose the weight and it's going to be great, and then I can show my body off. No, that's not how it was. My body I was still just as insecure as I was. Well, no, not just as insecure. I mean, I was less insecure, but I still didn't want to show off my body, and I still don't. And that losing the weight also uncovered me seeing that I had varicose veins, which was not pleasant, especially when you're that young. They were pretty severe, and I have many pictures, but that's a whole different topic, and I'll do a different video about that. But that was just part of that journey back then. Was discovering more things that I was insecure about. And at the time, I got really down on myself, and I was like, why did I even bother trying to lose weight? Why do I put all this work in to still feel the same way? When I realize now, looking at that as an adult, because I'm 22 years old now, I can look back on that, and I never should have made it about looks. I know like 50% of it is about looks, but when you really just look at it, this is about life and health and how long you're going to live. If I just stuff my face with whatever the rest of my life, I'm going to die at 50 from a heart attack, and it's not going to be okay. And I'm going to abandon my kids and, all this other stuff. Like, I don't have kids, but with my future kids, I will be abandoning my future kids. But, no, I want a long, healthy lifestyle. I don't want to have a short lifespan or one where I feel miserable and my joints are bad and all this other stuff. I mean, I do have some of those issues, but if there's a way that I can make my quality of life better, I want to do it. And you should want to do it. Why wouldn't you want a better quality of life? I mean, hello? Like, if you can do something to better it, why wouldn't you do something to better it? That's just common sense right there, you know what I'm saying? So, I guess the lowest point that I got, sorry, I'm jumping all around, but the lowest point that I got to after trying to lose all that weight was actually years later. I went back and forth throughout my teen years, and finally when I started going and working at a college is when I actually started learning, because I met a lot of athletes and people who actually knew what kind of calories you should be eating and what type of foods you should be eating. And I was never around that at all, because, I was homeschooled, which was wonderful, but I didn't have really much of a way to educate myself on what was specifically healthy to my body. I knew the basics and that was it. So when I actually got to get into the nitty-gritty knowledge of it, it was really interesting, for one. And for two, it made it a lot easier. I felt like I could actually get somewhere with what I was doing, and then I had a gym that was available to me when I was working, because I worked at the college. I didn't go to that college, but I worked in their fast food or whatever, and I could go to the college gym since I was an employee there. So I met a bunch of people, and I learned a bunch of things, and I learned how to use exercise equipment and was in a gym for the first time in my life. Being in a gym changed my life. I know everybody's like, I don't want to go to a gym. I don't want people to look at me. Oh, it's embarrassing. Yes, it was. It was probably for the first entire month that I was going, until I looked around and I'm like, everybody in here is just like me. It's not just a bunch of skinny athletes that are in the gym. It's really not. When you look around, yes, granted, there are some times where you see these flawless women come in there and you're just like, oh God, why am I here? I hate myself. I feel so ugly. And then you find yourself just glaring at them from across the gym because you're like, oh, you're so pretty, like a gazelle, and I'm over here like a buffalo. It's just, yeah, you get really negative about it. And it can be hard when that type of thing happens, and it can kind of chase you out of the gym a little bit. But, it's really mind over matter. You need to just get over yourself. You're not this is going to sound mean, but you're not the star of the show. You are not Queen Victoria in the gym. Nobody's going to be all eyes on you. Nobody's staring at you, okay? Nobody cares that you're there except you. The only person who's going to notice you in there is yourself, unless you're making an ass of yourself or something. So just don't be so self-conscious. It's easier said than done, but once you just stop thinking about it, put your headphones on, and just get to work and get in your zone, that is the best thing ever. Now, if you have money to go and pay for private sessions or private gym or whatever, that's great. Be my guest. I don't. I'm lucky if I have extra $20 at the end of the year, let alone end of the month, let alone end of the week. So I strictly have to budget myself when it comes to exercise and whatever, but back then, going to the gym was free, and it gave me a really great opportunity to learn all the gym equipment, which changed my life. Being in a gym changed my life, and I felt like it was a sport for me, because you know how people are like, oh, I love to play basketball, that's all I want to do. when I got used to going to the gym, I started to really love it. Like, that's what I wanted to do when I get stressed out. I'd be like, oh, I want to go to the gym so bad. Like, I want to get away from things. Like, that was my go-to, and I wanted to go. And I remember even when school was out and I didn't have work there for a little while, like, for the whole month of December-ish, like, not the month of December, but, like, the Christmas month or whatever that you have off from school. I also had off from work. So I was trying to, like, and the gym was still open, so I wanted to stay fit, right? I ended up still going, I think, 5 days a week, every single day, driving 30 minutes there to go to the gym and then 30 minutes home every day, 5 days a week. And I would go for like 2 hours. I think back then I would go for 2 hours at a time because, you know, that was life. Gym was my life. That's all I did was high school schoolwork and go to the gym, and then I worked part-time. You know, when you don't have a life, it's a lot easier to go that often. But I did that, and I committed myself, and I lost so much weight, and the skinniest I got, I think, was like 155, which I'm 5'3", and I have really great muscle tone. I'm not even gonna lie, I've got hella muscles. Like, I got muscles for days. So 155 for me was like a really good weight. I don't want to be quite that skinny again because I got a little bit obsessive about it, which I will go into in another video. I got over obsessed with it. But doing that and making that routine of it put it in my head that this is a good place. This is a happy place. This is something I want to be doing. And it's something that I craved. And that's what got me started. That was my introduction to gym, and that was just kind of like my previous journey of it. Now, this is where the story gets a little bit sad. After working there for a while, and going to the gym there and everything, I ended up growing up. I got to, I think 20. I got to 20, so I stayed fit decently for about 2 years, and then I turned 20, and I decided I wanted to move out and get a job, and like a different job, and be on my own. And when I did that, I lost my access to the gym, and I worked full-time for the first time in my life, and I got overwhelmed, and I didn't see how I could possibly have time to go to the gym. And I will make now, I know I've said I'm going to make 3 different videos now. I will make another video about why I got remotivated and how I got remotivated, but this is just like the story of up until now, if that makes sense. But I didn't have the money to really go to a gym, and I wasn't prioritizing things good. I was eating fast food. I got to a point where I was eating fast food literally every day because that's what was readily available to me. I lived 5 minutes from downtown, and like that's what I had to drive past every day. I worked in fast food. I still work in fast food and work in fast food, and it's really hard. It's hard to say no, and I didn't say no, and then I went through a really crappy breakup, which just made me feel even worse about myself, and I just kept eating and eating and eating and working and going home and watching Netflix and not being productive. Like, that was my life. I would, especially after my breakup, like, I would go to work, I would eat at work, and then I would get food on the way home from work, and then I would go home, and then I would watch TV, and I would just sit on my ass and not do anything about it. And I just kind of let my life go downhill from there. But I moved again, and I got myself a roommate so that I could split rent with somebody and make finances a little bit easier on me. And I got myself a gym membership, and I will go into all of that in more detail also in another video. And then here I am today. So when I moved, it was probably May of last year, and I stayed in this house, and I stayed in that routine for probably another few months. But then, basically right after Christmas, I think it was maybe a couple weeks into the new year, I got myself a roommate, and I made the resolution, hey, I'm gonna get fit again, because I remember what it was like to feel good about myself. So I decided I wanted to get fit and get healthy and treat myself better, both mentally and physically, and treat other people better as well, and get a better relationship with myself, with my family, and with God. And that's where I'm at now. So for the last 2 months, I've been trying to pull my shit together, relatively. But yeah, I wanted to do like a from then till now video, just to kind of touch base on where all I have been with my weight, and etc, etc, and etc. So I will make another video about moving out and everything else, and like how the different moves affected me and how I got remotivated, and I will definitely touch base on all of those things. Those videos are coming up next and soon, hopefully. I have a busy week, but they will be coming up soon. I just wanted to catch y'all up on my life, since you obviously haven't been there for it since I just started this channel. So yes, thank you so much for watching this. If you made it all the way to the end of my rambling, please hit the like button, find it somewhere. It's down there somewhere. There's like a little thumb that's like this. That's the like button for like mom. If you're watching this and you don't know what the like button is, it's a thumb that's like this at the bottom of a video, like on Facebook. So please like it, please subscribe, please keep coming back and watch the videos if you are into it, and share, please share, like share my videos everywhere, because my face needs to be on your screen. Thank you guys for watching. Bye.